tried to tell him it was too many cupcakes, but he didn't listen.
Nope.
He never
I know. Never do.
That was the last time anyone saw him.
Oh, that Brad.
Oh,
wait, there he is.
Hey, yeah, so,
hi, Brad.
hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. I'm Armato-Helle. I'm the DM for Adventure They Wrote, and we are a noir-themed mystery Dungeons & Dragons live play podcast. And today we're playing here at Wizards of the Coast, helping out with Extra Life, hoping desperately this isn't a train wreck. So let's...
we'll see.
So let's introduce the players. If everyone's ready to do that, Kat, why don't you go first?
All right. I am Kat Kruger. I am playing the Countess. She is a cleric of Timora, and sometimes I'm also the DM at D20 Dames.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Talia. I work here at Wizards of the Coast in trade marketing. I'm going to be playing Celine Starr. I am the Tiefling Bard of the College of Glamour.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Tulak. I work over at event marketing at Wizards of the Coast. I'm going to be playing Gilbert, or as he's affectionately known, Gilly Goodnight. He is a halfling newsmonger. He's also a monk in his part-time due to his bare-knuckle brawling hobby.
Hi, I am Rob. I work at Wizards of the Coast in project management for Magic the Gathering. I am a guest amongst this group today, and I am playing Ferg Bilson, a.k.a. the Rat, as he's known around the streets of Waterdeep.
Hello, I'm Jason Burrows. I work at 96.5 Jack FM. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm playing Maximilian Murphy. I'm the goblin detective that is in charge. I founded, along with the Countess, the Waterdeep Detective Agency. And yeah, that's me.
Great.
Hey,
Brad?
everybody. My name is Brad. I play Doran. He is a gnome Circle of the Moon druid. And he is a newcomer to Waterdeep, so he is always kind of freaked out. What's going on?
Constantly in a state of fear.
Perpetual.
Awesome. Well, if there's anything else, we'll get right into it.
All right.
So if you are listening to the podcast, the Adventure They Wrote podcast, you know that the Waterdeep Detective Agency is currently investigating the murder of Grucken Axehaft. But we're not doing that today. Today, the Waterdeep Detective Agency is taking a break. The Rat has informed them that he has information that could prove vital to determining the murderer of Grucken Axehaft. And he is willing to trade that information if the agency is able to keep him safe for one day while he waits for a ship out of Waterdeep. He's trying to escape the city. So that is the mission at the beginning of the game. But things are going to change.
They always do.
Spoiler alert. They always do. So the group is set up at the agency office. They're hunkered down, ready to protect the Rat, when there's a knock at the door.
Is it a familiar knock? A knock we've heard before? You know, we have heard many different
As
types
I
of
suppose,
knocks.
as familiar a knock as you could hope for. I'll say this: it's not a threatening knock.
Not a cop knock?
And it's not a cop knock.
No, not a cop knock.
No, it's not a cop knock.
Or a croc knock?
It's a business knock. This is a business knock.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, the Countess is clearly just going to be sitting in her comfy chair reading the Waterdeep Underpress and waiting for somebody to
Yes.
respond.
It's nice of you to read today's paper. Gilly remarks, and then he stops bouncing the ball off the side of the wall long enough to go answer the door.
So at the door is a courier, a messenger, and he has a very fancy note in his hand. Gold, filigree, calligraphy on it, and it's addressed to the Countess.
Okay. Gilly smiles, takes the note from him, says, "Thanks a lot," closes the door without the courier even saying a word. Before the Countess can actually, catch a glimpse of the fact that I have this gold filigreed note, I just kind of take a little bite of it to make sure it's real gold. Is it real gold?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is some fancy stuff, Countess. I kind of wave the note over in your direction. Hey, look, Courier brought you something.
Oh my! Did you give him a tip?
What do you? Yeah, I gave him a tip. All right. Yeah, don't walk too long in the rain outside. You get real wet.
It's not what I meant,
Oh,
but
okay. I
So,
didn't really
Countess,
get that.
now you have an invitation with a nice bite mark in one corner.
did the courier bite this? Was it delivered by a dog?
It's you can't trust anyone these days.
All right, she's going to open it up. And,
So inside is a note to you from the Lady Balin, who's an elven noble in Waterdeep, and it says that she urgently requests your attendance. She desperately needs your help, and she needs you right away. This is someone that you owe a pretty significant favor to. And she and along with it is bring your friends.
Boy, does she know what the friends are around here.
Well, it seems we've had a lovely invitation by my dear friend, Lady Balin, and we must go right away.
Oh, I'm ready.
Question.
Yeah.
Am I in the room?
Oh yeah.
And am I considered a friend?
No, they've got like they've got like a couch tipped over against one side, and you're like stashed back there.
Okay.
Well,
an
yeah, I mean,
accessory.
I don't know if I'd call you a friend, but you're not going to let them leave you behind. Either.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, can I come? Yeah, I could come too, right?
I suppose it does include it's included in the protection agency.
Certainly, I'm sure she'll make an exception.
I mean, we had a deal, right? You know, I was gonna. You guys promised to protect me, right?
Do you have a tie?
I don't.
You could be our +1 human.
Deal. I'll take it.
Humans are fun.
Perhaps don't introduce yourself as the rat.
No, that's not even my name.
That's usually what Doran does anyway. So
That's what we all call it.
Yeah, nobody calls me the rat. I don't know what
That's
you're talking
what they all
about.
call it.
Never.
They all call it the rat.
Should we grab a meat pie and go?
I'm getting pretty
I
hungry.
think
Rather, we didn't, but
I
to
agree
each
with the
their own.
Countess. Let's skip that.
So
Nasty thing.
you head out to the Lady Balin's residence. The Lady Balin lives in the castle ward of Waterdeep. Very ritzy, very upper crust nobility. Beautiful house up on a hill, huge manor estate.
Beautiful.
And the gate guards, when they see you coming, just wave you right through. They're expecting you.
Oh, this
Do we have
is
to
a
hand
nice
them
change.
the bitten filigree piece?
They don't.
Yeah.
I think you're a motley enough assortment that
it's them.
there aren't a lot of groups of your makeup that could possibly be. That would be some coincidence.
Bird is frantically licking and trying to rub stains out of his shirt.
So before we walk in, she is aware of the diverse
I mean, you'd assume
cast
so. Yeah,
that we're
you'd
bringing
assume
along. Okay,
Absolutely.
wonderful.
And since the Countess owes Lady Balin a huge favor, she's going to take a flask out of her handbag and just take a quick shot.
Do you have enough for the class?
I
I like your style.
usually have
The
something
same.
good in that handbag. You got any more?
Well, I have some biscuits, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I like your purse biscuits. Those are good.
Lots of
Call 'em
crumbs.
these days.
Purse biscuits, yeah.
Purse biscuit.
All
Write
right,
that down.
write that down.
Do you think the Countess should go in first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in case.
I ain't going in first.
Oh yeah, she'll lead
We
the
are
way.
guests.
Excellent.
Yep.
So you knock on the door. The door is thrown open by the Lady Balin herself, who is a larger-than-life figure. She's just wearing the loudest gown you've ever seen. Multiple colors. It looks like 3 or 4 different designs have kind of been mashed together into this thing. And she sees you and she says, "The Countess! Oh, it's so wonderful to see you. I'm so glad you could be here."
Oh, darling, you look fabulous as always. You're leading the fashion of Waterdeep.
No, not possibly. Come in, you have to hurry. There's been a murder.
Look over at Max. You hear that? Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Max just hears cha-ching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my, well, you are in the best of hands. This is Max, my colleague from the Waterdeep Detective Agency, the fellow I've been speaking to you about.
She says, "Oh, the goblin! Hello!"
Hello. Oh no. That wasn't supposed to happen.
She ushers both of you in. Who's next in line?
I think Celine would be standing next
Oh,
to
the
them.
tiefling! How marvelous!
Hello.
Come in, my dear. Come in, please.
This is a wonderful place you have
Oh,
here.
thank you. No, it's just my summer home.
Oh, well, nothing big then.
Summer in Waterdeep. That's odd. Continue.
And then Gilly. Is Gilly next, or is Doran?
Doran.
Doran's next.
Because he steps forward.
He's in the middle of the party.
What do you mean you had a murder? You're still having a party? What's going on around here?
Oh, all in good time, my dear. Come in, please.
He'll confusedly get ushered in.
Gilly or Ferg?
I'll take up the rear because I think we want
Yeah.
to keep an eye on
Protection.
Ferg.
Kind of stay to the
Don't
middle.
let him
Yeah.
get out of your sight.
That's Gilly's
Yeah.
natural place usually is in the
Yeah,
back
yeah.
because he can run up if he needs to.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't know you, my dear.
Just kind of along for the ride, you know. These my friends.
Wonderful.
I poke my head around the corner of his hip. I'm like, yeah, he's with us.
I'm still actively rubbing stains out of my shirt. It's like,
And then finally, Gilly, she says, "Oh, Gilbert, it's so glorious to see you."
It's nice to be called in the name that my parents only use. That's kind of different.
Wonderful, come in, please. And you can still hear in the background there's definitely a party happening. No one, it doesn't sound like anyone is overly concerned about a murder.
What kind of music's playing?
Oh yes.
Waterdeep ragtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's just you know.
Are your guests unaware of what's happened?
Oh, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, my dear Countess. It's not that there's been a murder. It's that there will be.
Have you had one of your dreams again?
No. Come in. Everything will be explained. She ushers you into a large dining room. And it's not very full. There aren't a tremendous number of people here. There's some sort of background characters, the kind of characters that don't have names or backstories.
That
so
we
you
shouldn't
don't need to
interact
ask
with at
about
all.
those.
Okay.
Don't
Don't interact with them. Don't ask about their.
There are a
Background.
handful of characters of note, though. You do see an Aarakocra, who seems to be kind of in the center of the room.
What kind of Aarakocra?
He's red.
Okay. Like a parrot?
Sure.
A paracocra.
A parrot-cocra.
Paracocras are great.
And he is talking with a turtle.
Is it our friend?
It is not your friend.
Oh.
No, it's not Croc.
What?
It's a different turtle.
There's more than one turtle.
There's
Water?
more
Yeah.
than one turtle.
If you
water.
listen to our podcast, there's a turtle named Croc. I know it's really weird.
Yeah. Nearby is a dwarf with a gloriously braided beard, and he's having a conversation with a tall, swarthy-looking Luskin.
Oh, all right. Do we recognize this Luskin?
You do not.
Okay.
Does
Not
Gilly
Mons?
recognize that Luskin?
Not
No.
Mons drunken son.
No.
You know, he has been around.
No. None of these are characters with which you are familiar.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, very well. We'll stop asking.
Good to know.
Looking around the room, are there hors d'oeuvres or any sort of
I like where you're headed.
See, this guy knows what's up.
Yeah.
Put the meat pie away.
I was looking for the
got the
hors
meat
d'oeuvres
pies.
as well, the buffet, whatever.
Max starts stuffing his pockets. Yes, there are hors d'oeuvres. There's a whole spread of different types of little fancy finger foods, those cucumber sandwiches, and
Yeah.
I don't know what
Any
other
meat?
fancy finger foods are. Yeah, there's like a charcuterie board.
Okay.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings. What are we at, Buffalo Wild Wings or something?
So Fergus going to walk over to the table and
Wild
start, sampling some and alternating between sampling and putting some in his bag, just for later. Save it for later.
Yeah.
And is there anybody next to me?
There are a few people going. They're like at the other side of the table, and they're sort of looking at you.
Okay.
Like-
I kind of. There's going to be a murder tonight. Heard from a good source. And then just walk away. Just leave him with that.
The Countess would like to sort of assess the four characters that she thinks are of note. What is their status, based on how they're dressed?
Oh, excellent question, Countess. So you can tell the Aarakocra is obviously some sort of nobility. He's very fancily dressed. He's got I don't know what a fancy Aarakocra dress is like. Silk. It's all silk, head to toe. Whatever it's silk.
Some sequins.
Just
maybe?
a bunch of silk nonsense. The turtle looks like he might be some sort of chieftain. He's got some like a ceremonial style headgear. I don't know.
Turtle head.
On his turtle head. And then the dwarf looks like a merchant. He's pretty regally dressed, but not so much that you would assume he's some sort of landed gentry.
Sure, he's trying to fit in.
And then the Luskin looks like he might be some kind of like fleet captain. So he's dressed in clothes that are nice, but also have a great deal of utility.
Well, the Countess is going to introduce herself to the Aarakocra.
Excellent. The Aarakocra introduces himself as Paul Kef, but Polly for short.
All right.
Are there any crackers on the table?
How dare you?
So the full name is Paul Kraft.
Paul Kef.
Paul Kef. She's not going to call him by Paulie. My dear, it's so good to see you. Have you traveled far?
This is more difficult than I thought it was going to be. The voices. I'm not going to lie. The Aarakocra says, "Nope, I'm from here."
Well, I haven't seen you in these circles before.
He says, "I'd like to keep to my own devices."
I see. Well,
Max just posts up on the hors d'oeuvre table, watching this happen.
well, that doesn't quite explain what you're doing at this party, then, does it?
I was invited by the Lady Balin.
Oh, as was I. We have a mutual friend, then.
Yes.
It's verbal combat, everybody.
It really is.
Well, it's lovely to meet you. How long have you known the Lady Balin?
Long enough to know better.
Dang.
Tell me about your rich backstory.
Teed it up.
Cat roll initiative. Yeah, your rich backstory. Brilliant. Polly says, Tell me at length about your rich backstory. Polly says, I've been dealing with the Lady Balin for several months now.
Oh, is that right? Well,
Yes!
you're rather new to our company then, aren't you?
Yes!
What?
Although that's a matter of perspective.
Celine is going to kind of walk up to the Countess and get near him and say, what kind of deals have you been dealing?
I don't want to talk about this anymore. And the Eric Croker goes to grab some of the sandwiches that you've been stuffing into your bag.
It flies out the window?
No. He sticks around.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was rather...
And then before you can talk to anyone else, the Lady Balin rushes up and sort of grabs you by an elbow and kind of turns you around and sort of ushers you over to like a quieter corner of the party. And she says, my dear, I have to be honest with you. I haven't invited you here purely for the pleasure of your glorious company. I would like you here to be the entertainment.
In what way?
In the way that we're going to have a murder mystery masquerade.
Oh, so when you said murder, you actually meant that it was going to be put on as a sort of stage acting sort of deal?
Yes.
I see. Well, that explains everything. I was interrogating guests for nothing.
Yes, you were.
Guess the DM.
It's going to be a hashtag rich backstory. For
Yes.
The rich backstory.
Well, can you fill us in on who the victim is going to be and who the murderer is going to be? And then we can fill in some details.
She says, why, my dear, the victim will be none other than myself.
You don't say.
I do! And then she pauses to drink. Because that's a difficult voice to do.
You're playing along at home. Remember, hashtag rich backstory.
Yeah.
Rich backstory.
Hashtag character voices.
And then she says, and as for the murderer, it will be up to you to discern their identity.
Oh. I'm not part of this conversation, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, you and I are still over at the table kind of fighting. Did you try this?
Yeah, I think the Countess is going to wave Max over.
Excuse me. Run over.
When you go over,
I feel like you scamper.
Oh, right.
You
Yeah.
scamper.
Yeah.
Goblin
Scamper.
scamper.
Yeah.
when he
Hold
goes
that
over
hand
though,
on.
when he scampers over,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of just sidle up to the table next to the rat over here, just to make sure I keep an eye on him, since we are supposed to be protecting him, right?
I was distracted.
So,
I would have been
just-
over, but I was distracted by food.
Yeah, so
I'm
just
gonna
nod
go
at you. Hey, how's it
kind of
going?
to the
How's
area,
how
too.
how the hors d'oeuvres?
Oh, they're amazing, man. You gotta try these. You gotta try these over here. They're so good.
Oh, nice. Gotta try them out.
I'm going to have Celine go over too, but before she does, she's just going to kind of like pull Doran by the ear because he's just been like off in a corner and he seems very concerned about what's happening.
He's marveling at the.
Just
He's never been someplace so fancy. He's just.
I imagine his marvel looks like terror as per usual, right? Like that's...
Mixture.
Come on, Doran, come on.
Oh, right.
And the Countess is going to fill Max in. It seems like it's actually rather a game of murder.
Ah, excellent. I like games. I like murder. How much are we getting paid to do this?
Goblins aren't supposed to say things like murder, especially in this company.
Turn to the our hostess and say, so, what is the going rate for entertainment for a murder mystery?
She sort of looks like a comment about pay might be a little gauche.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind being gauche.
Yeah, and you recognize the Countess doing her little turtleneck thing again.
Oh, well, you know what? Let's table this until after all the guests are happy.
She seems she's happy with that.
Yeah.
She's
Cool.
like, oh yes.
Those cucumber sandwiches. Chef kiss. When do we get started? When would you like this all to kick off? Are we supposed to just pretend like we're guests too? How do you want this to happen, my lady?
She says, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Perfect. All right. No pressure.
Hey, if I have to scramble for Eric Croker backstory, you guys have footwork too.
Great.
She rushes over to a chair kind of at the head of the table, one of the only chairs in the room. Everyone else is standing, milling around. And she picks up a wine glass and smacks a fork against it a bunch of times, but the way like fancy people do that.
Right.
And she says, she calls everyone's attention. She says, everyone, the game is about to begin. And then the lights go out. And there's the sound of an arrow.
Can you see my eyes?
Sorry. Sorry. I'm so slow. Okay, very well. Oh.
And then the lights turn on again, and the Lady Balin is seated in her chair, and she has an arrow kind of stuck in her armpit. And her head is over, and she's like,
Gilly would like to discern if that's actually pierced her skin and there's any blood. I know she's saying that this could be like a big murder mystery put on kind of thing, but I want to make sure that that's actually what's happening. And,
Yeah, and while Gilly's doing that, the Countess is just going to take her at face value and just play it up and just, oh my word, my dear friend Lady Balin, who would have done such a thing?
so as you approach and sort of inspect her, she reaches out and grabs her glass of wine and takes a little sip and then sets it back down again. She's quite obviously okay. She's fine.
I take a look at her, reach out, grab her hand, grab her wrist,
Yeah.
kind of hold it up and then let go, right, and probably her arm probably flops back down.
Yeah, it flops back down, but then she stops it before it can smack into the chair.
Right.
She like rests it back down. She opens one eye and kind of looks at you.
I'd like to say that she's dead. Someone's murdered her.
For not having been part of any of those conversations, turns around and has a small moment of panic of just like, but I think quickly realized.
Yeah, I kind of.
Yeah.
I just give you some eyes or wink.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
I probably say wink too because that's
Okay.
Gilly.
Gilly.
Wink.
I'll probably kind of scramble up to the rest of the group, though. I'm done with the table with food for now.
You lost your
Crumbs.
appetite.
Looking for the
Trail of
actual
crumbs
protection.
behind you.
Yep, and a very full.
Hey,
bag.
Max, you want to come take a look at this?
Yes. It's a good thing that the Waterdeep Detective Agency is on the case. Yes, and so I'll come over. And I would like to investigate, please.
Roll an investigation check.
So that's 12 plus 6, so 18 total.
18 on the investigation check. She is not dead.
Right.
She's not actually dead.
Right.
The arrow is clutched in her armpit
Sure.
to give the visual that she may have been shot.
I will turn and I will echo Gilly and I will say, "Oh no, the Lady Balin is dead." Who could have done it? Is it you? And I just kind of point around.
Wait, Fletch, real quick. Who has a bow in their hand? Because I think we can make this real short.
Yeah. Yeah, the Luskin, he's got it behind it. There's like a bow.
Is there a bow? Is it? No. Jacques, it was you.
So after your speech, after your she's dead, you get like a polite round of clapping from all the background characters. They say, "Oh,
This is exciting. It's exciting for me. I like to have fun.
They're starting the investigation. Oh, shh.
Quiet.
The Countess says perhaps we can determine the trajectory of the arrow.
Yes, that is a great idea. Max looks in the direction from whence the arrow would have come.
From whence the arrow would have come lies the 4 NPCs that I've described in moderate detail.
Hashtag Rich Baxter. All right, so we have an Aarakocra. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Doran.
Oh, Doran would like to investigate the arrow. He'll gently take the arrow away so she doesn't have to pretend anymore. Investigate the arrow itself for clues.
Roll a nature check, actually, Brad.
It's pretty good for a druid.
Not the way I rolled.
Not this kind.
That'd be 10.
10. It's got feathers on it.
What color are those feathers?
Yeah.
They're red.
Make a really loud
Red feathers.
It
I
must
should've
be the
pulled-
turtle.
I should have told you to pull up like a dun dun dun.
Oh man, I have the piano sting. Hold on.
They're red. Okay, great.
All right, the Aarakocra is red.
Parrots.
Max looks at Doran. Ah.
Do they look like Aarakocra feathers in the
Yes.
arrow? Ah!
Loved it.
Well, someone could have pulled the feathers from the Aarakocra. We should probably go talk to him again. Or, him.
Yeah.
All right. You want to try this again?
I'd rather not. If you insist.
You're red.
It's true.
But my feathers are black.
Perfect. You want to go talk to this Aarakocra?
Sure.
Put on the charm. You're good at that.
See. Well, let's see here. Polly, was it?
Yes.
Polly, it seems that there are red feathers on this arrow. Do you know anything about that?
So, Polly takes a note card out from his pocket. He looks down at it, and he starts reading. He says, "No, I don't know anything about that."
That's so strange. Did you notice anyone pulling your feathers recently? Have you been molting?
That's a very personal question.
Well, I mean, we gotta get to the bottom of it somehow.
Polly says, "Someone pulled one of my feathers out when I arrived at the party."
How dare they?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Well, if you'll excuse me, I think we're done here.
Yes.
And then Selena's gonna turn around. Is the turtle, the chieftain, still nearby?
Yes. All the 3 other NPCs have pulled out their note cards and they're
Okay.
all
Okay.
preparing.
Am I
for
taller
their-
than the turtle? I think I would be.
No.
No?
No, I believe the turtle would be taller than you.
Oh, okay, so then I'm just gonna lean over onto the turtle's shell shoulder thing. That's what we figured out that was last time when I
Yes.
was working with Croc. Hello, sir. Have you heard anything about red feathers?
Hello. And then he looks down at his card. He says, "No, I don't know anything about red feathers."
Oh, well, that's a shame. I suppose I will.
His voice is so much better today. You guys should have been talking to this guy
The
from the
whole
beginning.
time. He's rather slow. I don't think I would have liked
I don't
it.
think he has the rich backstory though that our
No. The Countess would like to look at the headdress on the turtle. Is he wearing any? Are there any red feathers in the headdress?
There are red feathers on the headdress, too.
Oh.
Interesting. Did
Perhaps.
Celine notice that when she walked up to him?
No.
Okay.
I think the Countess is going to mention that to somebody who has really good investigation skills, which is not her.
I do have a +5.
Oh, she will message Celine.
Okay.
And just let you know that there happen to be red feathers on that chap's headdress.
Celine will look back at the Countess and wink. And then I will look at the DM and ask if I can investigate the headdress.
Yes, you can.
All right. 16, 21.
21. These are not the same red feathers.
Okay.
They're not, they look to be from a much smaller bird.
A red herring, you say?
Ooh.
Oh.
That's good.
That is
Rich.
good.
Where is everyone else in the room now? So I'm with the turtle and the Aarakocra, and the Countess was closer to the Baron. Where's everybody else at this point? I'm trying to
I'm
orient
near-
how close I am.
I'm near Ferg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
over at the chair
By the-
with the lady.
The
Bailey.
lady, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Doran, you were still looking. You have the feather, right?
Got the- yeah, he's got
you
the
got the
arrow.
arrow.
He's got the arrow.
He's looking at the Countess like, yeah, good job.
Celine is gonna turn around and sort of motion at Doran to try to get him to come over with the arrow.
Yeah, he'll come over.
And then she's going to turn to the dwarf and assess the dwarf, but with the arrow, like holding it up, and just be like, "Hello, what are you doing here tonight?"
The dwarf says,
I'm looking down because he's a dwarf. That's right.
yeah. The dwarf pulls out his card and he says, "I'm here to be at the party."
Oh, interesting. You
Very
have
direct.
nothing else that you're supposed to be doing here?
He looks back down again. No.
No. Great. Does the dwarf have any feathers or
No feathers on the dwarf.
adornments on him? Now, how about this fleet captain? He was pretty fancy.
Well, he's fancy, but he's not. He's got like utilitarian clothes on, clothes that he could, like if he had to leave and jump on a ship right now, he could.
But he has does he have a cloak?
No.
Oh, dang it. I was going to pull out my tail and use it for some investigation without notice. Well, I suppose I'll talk to him, even though it seems that none of these notable people seem to be very helpful. So
Or maybe you're not asking the right question.
I'm not asking the right questions. Investigating is super hard.
We can't just roll an investigation check and get the answer.
Right.
That's
This
what
is Dungeons and Dragons.
Dude, this live stream has to go 2 hours. No.
That's right.
We'd be done 45 minutes in and then like just talk about, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lots of hashtags. That's what it'll be. We've got a lot of work to do. Okay, so Celine will look at the dwarf, and I suppose before she leaves him, she will just ask, "Who actually invited you here tonight, my dear?"
He says, "The Lady Balin."
Oh, okay. So you're an official invite.
Yes.
Wonderful. Who's your friend? And she points to the Luskan fleet captain.
The Luskan fleet captain sticks his hand out. He goes, "Hi, I'm Arvid.
Hi, Arvin.
Nice to meet you."
Very nice to meet you. She's going to wrap her tail around on the other side of his shoulder and just kind of like brush his neck a little bit. See if that alarms him at all.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
It does.
Wonderful.
Still alarms me, and I'm watching it.
Is he intimidated yet?
If you're trying to intimidate him, you would have to roll an
I would like
intimidation
to.
check.
Intimidating the fleet captain.
Intimidating. That is a 9. I'm not very intimidating. It's
No, you're more
slow.
off-putting.
Off-putting.
Yeah.
Shucks.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Sometimes happens when you're a tiefling. Sorry. Well, my dear, what brings you here tonight?
The Lady Balin invited me.
Wonderful. Do you have one of those fancy little cards with you?
Oh, yeah. And he pulls it out and looks at it.
What kind of things do you have written on your card?
Oh.
Asking the right questions now.
Metagaming.
Direct route.
Hey, I saw all the other cards.
You didn't see what was written on them.
No.
You just see that
They
they're
all
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
cards.
He says, I can't tell you that.
Oh.
That's not part of the game.
Celine's gonna keep brushing him a little bit with her tail, just to like continue
Keep up
the awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know when a cat gets really annoyed and they like swish their tail, she's starting to get a little frustrated. She's not getting what she wants.
Sure. She has other ways of getting it anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. So she's gonna ask him, "Have you seen this arrow here before?" And she holds up the one that Doran was carrying.
He looks down at his card and he reads for a second. He goes, nope.
Oh, that's a shame. You know, this is a very strange party. I've never been to one like this before. Do you feel that there's some additional motive behind it?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, she got murdered, yeah.
Well, but
fake murdered.
Fake murdered. It's very different. I
Lady
mean,
She's
Balin.
totally dead. Look at her.
Totally
She's totally
dead.
dead.
The Lady Balin sneezes.
Right.
It's natural. It happens. It's a little twitch. As the body is going into rigor mortis.
Another polite little round of clapping.
Nah, I'm not gonna. I had gases and rigor mortis and some of the tiefling thing. I know. Goblin farts. All right, so that's another one for you guys if you haven't listened to some of our episodes here. So she's gonna turn back to him again. She's been kind of like looking around the room a little bit because everybody was clapping. So clearly this is a little bit entertaining to them. And she's just going to ask him, have you seen anyone strange in the room lately? Perhaps in this area?
He says, he looks at his card again. And he says, I haven't seen anyone strange, but I did see Eldror sneak away earlier in the night.
Interesting. About when did he disappear?
Earlier in the night.
Earlier in the night. So precise.
Max from across the room. Who's Eldror? ask him who Eldror is.
Yes, my dear. Who is Eldror?
He points at the dwarf.
Oh.
That little man wasn't talking to me right. He was trying to defeat me. Okay, so I will turn back to the dwarf and go, Eldror, my dear, are you hiding something from me?
Eldror looks down at his card and says,
Before he does, I think the Countess is going to cast Blessing of the Trickster on herself.
okay.
Just say, luck be with me, and walk over there, sort of stealth over. She wants to start looking at over their shoulders and seeing what's on the cards.
Roll a stealth check.
Countess is great at these.
Oh,
No.
See, that's what I do.
Beautiful.
No.
You forgot air
Nat
horn.
20.
I didn't save the air horns.
Oh.
I got a natural 20. I also have advantage, so I suppose I could roll again. But
I think you take that
Double
one.
20.
Let's go with that one time.
Unbelievable.
Save it for another roll.
so that makes it a 22.
So which one are you trying to look at?
Well, as they're raising them, so I think the dwarf is raising one now.
So you want to look at the dwarfs.
Yeah.
The dwarf's card.
It's easier. She's taller than me. She'll just kind of like tower over.
Roll a perception check.
9.
9. Okay. So what you can get from the card is that there's like sort of little there's a bunch of little lines on it. And each line seems to be sort of like a character note or an event note or like responses. So there's, if the person asks this, if the person asks about, all that kind of stuff. You're able to see that the dwarf has a handful of these on there. Some of them have like little check marks next to them. Some of them have, and the one that you're able to read very clearly is that he cannot. It says, "Do not tell about the study. Do not talk about the study. Don't mention the study."
Okay. The Countess will message Max and just let him know we ought to check the study, I suppose.
Okay. You got it.
And she'll let the conversation continue with Celine and the dwarf.
What was the question?
I had asked.
Oh, if he was
where-
hiding anything.
Yes.
If he was hiding anything. He looks down at his card and he looks back up and he says, "Yes."
Dwarfs, always so subtle.
Ask him where he went earlier.
I hear you wandered off earlier in the evening. Where might you have gone?
He looks down, back up, and he says, "Bathroom."
Where's the bathroom?
I don't know.
How would you have gone there if you don't know where it is? You probably shouldn't go on the floor. I don't think that the lady would like that.
Watch your step in the garden.
Oh, dear. Okay. Dwarfs.
Man after my own taste.
I mean, I thought the goblins were bad, but I mean, clearly there's just...
The Countess is just going to be right behind the dwarf and just go like this to Celine, like, we can end the interrogation.
This conversation is over.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to pat him on the head before we leave, though. Just...
He doesn't look super thrilled with that.
Max is going to walk over, and I will go up to the turtle, and I will say, "So, have you been to the study lately?"
He looks down at his card, back up, and says, "No."
Do you know anybody who has been to the study lately?
I don't know.
He'll back up just a little bit so he can see all four of them, and he'll say, "Have any of you guys been to the study recently?"
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's 12 total. 7 on the dice.
So the turtle, the dwarf, and Arvid, the ship captain, all look down at their cards and then say no. The Aarakocra does not look at his card and says, "No!"
So I'm going to affix my gaze on the Aarakocra and say, "I don't believe you. What did you do in the study?"
He keeps picking the Aarakocra. He doesn't want to use the
I
place.
know. What have I done to myself?
And as I'm asking the Aarakocra what he has done in the study, I want to keep an eye, like one eye. I know I can't do the chameleon eye, but just kind of keep an eye on what our dwarf friend is doing with his card or whatever as he's looking.
Okay, great.
So, as this is happening.
So the Aarakocra goes, reading?
You just said that you weren't in there. What were you reading about?
Books?
Cool. Was there a crossbow
Inside
your book?
Jacques.
The crowd goes, crossbow in the book.
I look around the crowd.
Oh, I'm losing him.
Ferg's gonna walk up and be like, I'm pretty good at finding out dirt on people. Let me give this a crack. And I'm gonna use minor illusion to create a comically large magnifying glass. Walk up to this Aarakocra,
He's now a
and
detective.
I'm trying to kind of parse out. He mentioned somebody had ripped feathers out of him. I'm trying
Yes.
to see if there is any physical evidence of that.
Oh, interesting. Roll a perception check with advantage because of your comically large.
Well, it's just an illusion.
Yeah, but still.
I know.
Points
It's
for
good.
trying.
It is. Yeah. That's
That is
convincing.
going to be a 19.
Convincing him.
You don't see any evidence of missing feathers on this Aarakocra.
Okay, so I'm going to put the magnifying glass in the Aarakocra's face and say, I heard you say earlier that somebody pulled feathers out of you. What did they look like?
They were red.
Yeah.
Do you have that bit
The day was a huge success.
I meant your assailant. What did your assailant look like?
I'm sorry, I'm so happy with myself right now. Oh. Yes. He says, I didn't see him.
So, hang on. Let me get this straight. Somebody came up, ripped essentially what is your hair out of your body, and you just kept walking. You didn't turn around and look.
I did. It was outside in the garden.
Interesting. I heard there was a dwarf in the garden earlier.
Yeah, watch your step.
You didn't get any sort of height, no shadowy figures that you can.
He explains in that grating voice
Perfect.
that the feathers were ripped out through the hedge. So he was next to the hedge, and when he turned around, there's no one there, just a feather disappearing through the hedge.
Oh.
I think one of us should at least maybe go out into the garden, snoop around for clues.
So I'm hearing all this conversation still going on because it's relatively loud.
Yeah.
And grating.
Yeah, and grating.
It's entertainment.
Yeah. Where's the study from here? Can I parse out its location? Do I have to ask around?
So you actually see on the wall a little sign that says study
Oh, sweet.
and an arrow pointing to a door off of the dining room.
Okay. While they're engaged in that conversation, I probably didn't catch the tail end of this, but I'm going to go ahead and make my way toward the study.
Okay. Sounds like we're splitting the party.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Doran, do you want to go out to the garden?
Yeah, Doran, where do you want to go?
Doran has his own ideas.
Oh, if you're doing something, go ahead.
Something magical, some fun.
Sure. Sure
He's
it
gonna
is.
pull out a forked twig,
Okay.
inscribe a little rune on the ground, and cast a little spell called Locate Object, looking for a bow. So he would know the
How
location of
long
any
have
bow.
you played Dungeons and
Yep.
Dragons with Brad? I'm just gonna throw that out there. 20 years.
22 years.
22 years. Yeah, that's right.
What'd I do?
That's great. You won the game.
Yeah.
You okay? No,
You win
I
Dungeons
got
and
it.
Don't forget.
I got it.
DM trickery.
Gets with the mask on.
You find multiple bows,
Multiple.
and they're in a room right off of the main entrance.
Are any of them smoking?
That's
smoking.
hot
Do any
to
of
the
them have arrow
touch.
powder on them?
Arrow powder.
Arrow powder.
That's where.
We need to do an arrow residue test on your hands.
Well, right.
Exactly.
That's where Doran will go.
You find a guard room with a bunch of weapons, bows, swords, all that kind of
Armory.
stuff.
Armory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's what Celine said.
See, now that's where I'm at. It's like, now how do you find a freshly fired bow?
Just test it, like touch it to your
So-
skin, see if it's hot.
Doran's in the guard room. You
I
went
also
to the
feel like I
study.
should stress this was not an arrow that was fired from a bow. She did not catch an arrow fired from her bow
No.
in her armpit.
No, I was hoping to find a small toy bow or something.
Oh yeah, okay,
Prop.
okay. A prop bow.
That was for the investigation. So probably won't spend much time there.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, you're in that room, you're in the
Yep,
study.
I'm heading to the study. I'm heading there. I haven't gotten there
Okay.
yet.
I wanted to hit up that garden.
Okay, I'll go with you to the garden.
Garden?
That way,
Yeah.
A, you aren't
Yeah.
alone.
He isn't alone.
Exactly.
B, we have an investigator.
Celine's
kind of
just
look at my
wondering how it's a
magnifying glass.
masquerade without any masks.
Oh, I forgot. We've got masks
Oh,
because it's a murder mystery masquerade.
Oh.
She wants to be fancy.
That's right.
It is a party after all. Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
that is going to be...
that's tricky.
Oh, yep.
Around the horns.
Look at that class.
Look at that.
Classy.
Yeah. Did it.
I'm just going to put this right here.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Nope.
That looks more like you.
Hold it up.
He did it. He has the red feather.
Yeah. Oh no! It was me!
Uh-oh. There's two. Here, I'll take
Oh yeah, you can choose
you
which
can
one
have
you
the
want.
raven, and I'll take the Zorro-looking spidery mask.
Oh,
Yes.
great. Yeah, that one's more DM-y, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's more DMing.
Oh, I could switch to the
Might
white
take
one
off
when I'm
my
going to
hat.
be good.
There
Yeah,
you
there
go.
you go.
Good versus evil.
No.
We'll keep it up here just in case.
All right. Murder mystery masquerade.
It tickles my nose.
Oh no.
Okay,
Brad's got
Yes,
one too.
Yeah.
I mailed it to him.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Brad's dialing in from Minnesota.
I did have my own, though, so you didn't need to. I like this. Well, you know, you never know.
You never know. You get invited to a masquerade ball.
Brad gets invited to a lot. Okay. Talia, where are you going?
I think Celine will follow the two going out to the garden just to see
Garden?
what they're doing.
Countess
The Countess will go to the study with Gilly.
and Brad.
Doran will give up on the obviously not shot bows and head out to the garden as well.
Garden.
Are there any
Study,
other
study,
signed, like location with arrows in the main room? Are
No.
there any other rooms?
No.
So it's main room, garden, study.
Yep.
All right, got it. Yeah, I'm going to the garden with the rat and my mask
And your mask.
for a little bit.
Okay, let's do study first.
Okay.
So who's all going to the study? Countess and Gilly. Great. Okay, so you get into the study. There is it's a nice study. There are bookshelves all over the place, a great big desk. Lots of little signs on the bookshelves that says "Do not touch." And on the desk, there's a little envelope.
Hey, that seems like it might be something, eh, Countess?
Indeed, it does. She's going to pick it up, take a look at it.
In the envelope is a little sketch done of the dwarf Elderer looking at a book in the study.
Is it a particular book? Is there like a title written on in the?
Not that you can see.
She's going to go back out and put her hand on the dwarf's shoulder, spin him around, and usher him into the study.
He goes pretty willingly.
While she
yeah,
goes
that's
out
it.
and does that, Gilly's going to investigate the rest of the room and just see if there's anything else that might be a clue.
Roll an investigation check.
Sure. Oh, it's going to be an 8.
Uh-oh.
No, you don't have not within, no.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and I'll sit in the desk, put my feet up for a minute. Wait for the Countess to come back in with...
Yeah, so she ushers in the dwarf, and she's going to seat him wherever she thinks that picture took place, and just sort of like manipulate him like he's a little mannequin, so that he can be in the same configuration as,
Sure.
as in the image.
Yeah.
And then show him the picture, and say, well, what book was it that you were reading in the study that you weren't in earlier, my dear?
He looks down at the picture and then looks over at his card, and he walks over to one of the bookshelves that doesn't have a do not touch sign on it, and he pulls a book down from it and hands it to you.
Well, that wasn't very difficult, was it, my dear?
No. You just have to ask the right questions.
Was there a particular passage that you were reading in this?
No.
Were you just looking at the pictures?
No.
She's going to flip through the book.
So the book is a fake book. There's no writing in it.
There's
Wait.
a bow in there.
The crossbow.
It's a
right
book of holding. I found it.
What? It's just like blank pages?
Yeah.
Or?
What's the book say on the cover, Countess?
She flips to the cover.
It is a book. The title says that it is a book on Waterdeep property law.
Oh.
Does property law not exist here?
I think the book is just meant to be a clue in the game. So I think that it's not meant to be a reflection on the nature of governance in Waterdeep.
Subtle political commentary.
Right.
This book is empty, just like the ruling class.
Hashtag go vote tomorrow. So we have a book of Waterdeep property law and the dwarf in the study. Okay.
Who was a merchant?
It was a
was a
merchant.
merchant.
But a
Merchant.
fancy
Okay.
merchant.
So perhaps he was trying to. I don't know any of this because I'm out in the garden.
Yeah.
But metagaming, perhaps he was trying to get one over on our Lady Balin.
Balin.
Maybe he's trying to expand aggressively in his
So-
storefronts.
Yeah, yeah. So after, the Countess and I have that conversation about the book, and she talks about the subject matter of the cover, I turn to the dwarf and say, so why were you looking at a book of property law?
He looks down at his card and he says, "Card told me to."
You don't have any motivation for, usurping, her digs here?
He looks down at his card again and he says, the Lady Balin was going to change her will.
All right. Huh. Well, that's some interesting stuff. Thanks for letting us know.
You're welcome.
Yeah, all right. I think you're free to go at this point.
Thanks.
Countess, you
back
got
up.
anything else for him?
No, I don't believe I do.
All right. All right, I guess we're
To
done
the
here.
garden.
Yes.
All right.
We'll go to the
Into the
garden.
garden.
So everyone is out at the garden.
I think I probably would have requested the Aarakocra to come with us to show
Okay.
us the location of
Yeah.
the.
He brings you to a hedge and he points at the hedge and there's it's like the entrance to a hedge maze.
Okay.
I would like to investigate the hedge.
I would also like to investigate the hedge.
Well, 8 total.
Did you roll a 1?
No, I rolled a 2.
A 2.
I got a 14.
A 14. Okay. So there is evidence that someone has been back in the hedge. There's like trampled plants back there and all that sort of business.
Is it like a really thick, thorny hedge? Or is it?
No, it's just like a I don't know what kind of
Shrub?
hedge. Like a shrubbery. It's like a shrubbery.
I just want to make sure, like, if I'm like gonna stick my tail in or something, I'm
Oh,
not
sure,
gonna,
sure,
like,
yeah.
cut myself.
No, no thorns. There are no thorns.
I think
Okay.
Doran was going to say something.
Yeah.
It's important.
Let's
Tiefling
do a
does
nature check to try to.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Roll your nature check, sir.
16.
16. Yeah, you actually find a little trail that leads deeper into the hedge maze.
Ha! I found something. And then
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Excellent.
follow Doran in.
follow
Great.
the trail.
I would like everyone that follows Doran in to roll a perception check.
17.
20. Not that.
6.
13.
13. So everyone but Doran sees a man kind of standing just like sort of around the next corner. And it looks like he might be trying to hide, but he's definitely not very good at it.
Disagree. He's pretty good at it.
I'm going to do that whisper, that stage whisper. I'm totally saying this because I think I need to. It looks like the coast is clear.
He jumps around the corner at that point, or he doesn't really jump. He sort of just like walks around the corner at that point, and you recognize him as one of the butlers from earlier in the night. But now he's got a mask on his face, like just like a black. It's like a black bandana with 2 holes cut out in it,
Like a bandit mask?
like a
Yeah.
bandit.
Not
mask.
a
Not a
masquerade
fancy
mask.
mask.
Not a masquerade mask, like a bandit mask. And he says, "Stop! I am a bandit."
Whoa!
There's a small audience has split and followed each of you too,
yes.
and the audience behind you like.
I raise my hands and say, "Oh no! Whatever do you need, bandit?"
The bandit says, "Give up your hunt for the killer and leave this place.
No!
Then have at you." And he pulls a wooden sword out from his sash.
Max reaches down and realizes that we didn't bring any weapons with us to this party. It says, "Fine." And Gilly's in the study.
Someone emerges from the audience and just kind of hands you like another little wooden sword. That's like a copy of the sword.
Is it like a
that-
normal size though? Because he's a goblin, so he has like
Unwieldy.
regular sword.
Yeah. No, it looks like they were prepared for this.
Yeah.
It's a
Great
it's a
sword.
goblin-sized
It's a
sword.
goblin size.
I'm ready.
I'm actually gonna stop for a second and ask that we take like a quick 5-minute break, if we can get a thing up, and then we'll start back right back up again.
We'll be right back.
Are we good? ton of cupcakes, though.
There's so many.
Way too many.
So many.
Way too
So
many.
many.
Gross.
Oh, okay. So, the bandit says
Yes.
no. I'm not gonna. I won't. He attacks you.
Okay. Yes.
You roll
Have at me,
initiative?
sir. And I rush at him with my tiny wooden sword.
Yep.
Are we rolling initiative?
Yes, please.
Why can't I be there?
Because you went to the wrong room.
I know.
Billy.
It's the worst.
Choices.
Oh, no.
Choices
I
made.
feel like this is, pretty much my life. Make all the wrong choices.
So we all have little wooden swords, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all of you that are there.
Yeah.
17 for Max.
9 for Ferg.
And 4 for Celine.
12 for Doran.
What was yours?
4.
4. And Doran got a 12. Great. Max, you go first.
Okay, I will rush at him with my tiny sword. Am I just dex-based attacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Regular attacks.
Got it. Oh man, that is an 8 to hit. As I rush at
not
him,
good.
and I miss on purpose.
The
Right.
plot thickens for the crowd.
There are some decidedly unimpressed murmurs in the crowd. Oh no!
As I swipe at him, I'm not used to this. I use a hand crossbow. I don't get up in people's faces.
The butler goes. Bandit.
The bandit.
The bandit goes.
Bandit. Yes, that's it.
He misses. He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing.
He's not even holding the sword at the right
Right.
hand.
It's upside down.
He's holding the blade and he's got the swing with the hilt.
Doran.
Doran's going to wild shape into an adorably cuddly brown bear with pink fur, very normal, nice looking,
Aw.
no claws.
Like a teddy bear.
Head at
Yes, like a teddy bear.
like a big, soft teddy bear. The stance of brother.
Is he gonna rar?
Rawr.
And then proceed to critically miss.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Ooh, I missed.
A couple people in the audience leave.
Oh no!
They go back
Oh,
inside. They're
no.
like, let's find out what's going on in
In the
the
study.
study. Ferg.
I guess firebolt. No, I don't.
Light this guy up.
This isn't
no.
real, it's a
In
game.
the
My skin.
my
All of my skin.
like a part of him is a little just kind of paranoid because usually when he's dealing with bandits, it's people actually trying to murder him.
Yeah,
so, but I think he's kind of well aware or self-aware of the game here. So I think I'm just instead going to cast invisibility and try and move behind him and just pop him on the head.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so creature I touch becomes invisible till it's blind, so I'm just now invisible. Does that make my wooden sword invisible, or is that just floating towards him now?
No, that's invisible. Too.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to move behind him and I guess just make an attack roll.
Sure.
You get advantage because you're invisible.
Oh,
That's the whole, and then you're visible again after that.
good thing I got advantage. Oh no!
Oh no,
Um,
that was not good.
Fake weapons are hard.
Yeah.
that's going to be a 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Advantage.
We're not used to the weight
Yes.
of these wooden
Very
swords.
unbalanced.
My second roll was a 2, so the first roll was a 5.
You hear a conversation break out in the crowd behind you, like
Ooh.
louder than polite, about like the state of Waterdeep roads.
Is this part of the game?
You don't get the idea that this is part of the game.
Yeah, so I just kind of moved a little bit too far and then heard that and was kind of like, oh, they're talking about infrastructure. I have an odd fascination with city infrastructure.
Yeah, it's
And then I just
basically
kind of
that.
swung behind my back.
Hashtag infrastructure week.
Yeah.
You know, I thought we had enough time for combat until you guys started rolling these dice.
I want to ask you a question, Fletch. This racuous sort of melee that's going on.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
with all the
Does racuous
swinging.
mean boring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Gilly and the Countess, do they hear this going on?
For the sake of
Could we have
making this go
rushed?
quicker? Yeah, you hear it.
Sweet,
You
sweet.
hear it.
Can we
You
roll
actually,
that
a
initiative
couple
going.
people in
Get it
that
on
crowd
round two?
behind you were like, "Oh, there's a fight in the garden."
Yeah, okay.
And then
great.
as you're rushing out there,
We're like, yeah, the fight? No, roll up my sleeves.
yeah, but there's a couple more like coming up the stairs. They're like, "Yeah, but it's not that good."
I'll go check it out anyway.
Yeah.
They probably
yeah, go ahead and
require
roll
our
initiative.
assistance.
Celine, it's your turn, so you can take your
Okay.
turn now. While they.
Oh, I thought we were done. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
No, it's
Still
good.
have to-
It's all
Okay.
good.
Butler. Knock this butler out.
So Selena's gonna run out. Now she's in a very fancy dress too. So like she's running out with this like wooden sword.
Yeah.
And she's gonna kind of just try to like bop him on the head like he was going to do, but just like right at his face.
Yeah.
That is 10.
10?
The audience can't see the dice, can they?
I feel like Celine would be the one taking this way more seriously too. Like everyone else is like, "Oh, I missed," and she's like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna get you."
Yeah, well,
Okay, great.
can't cut anything with it.
Gilly, what
so.
did you get for
I got a 13.
13? And Countess,
She got an 8.
8.
But those weren't the attack rolls, so there's still a chance that they might
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Max, you get to
Okay.
go again.
So now the butler, our bandit, is now currently engaged by 3 other people.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Has not been hit yet.
Just kicking our
I'm gonna, so I get advantage for my rogue attack.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's much better. All right, that's a 22 to hit.
Okay. Yeah. That misses. No, that hits. That hits. This is the Jason Statham of butlers.
Right.
Yeah.
He's ex-military, ex-Waterdeep Special Forces.
Right.
What sort of damage am I rolling with this wooden sword?
It was a 1d6, but let's roll a 1d8 for damage.
Oh, 1d8 for damage?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's 3 for my my wooden sword damage.
Yep.
And then 4 for my sneak attack damage.
Great. That's great.
And as I bop him on the head, I want to say, "Who do you work for?" And just kind of, yeah.
It's the butler's turn.
That didn't knock him out.
No.
Well, I'm not trying to knock him out.
No,
I'm just trying
trying
to
to
find
hurt
out
him.
who he works for.
Right.
He misses.
Hey.
He seems shocked and
Yeah.
surprised that he just got hit in the face with a wooden sword. It
Like
feels
full-on
like
hit?
this was not part of the sell on
Oh,
him
okay.
doing this.
Got it.
That he'd actually be
he's-
hit by something.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the idea that he was sold a bill of goods on this one. Gilly, your turn.
All right. There's some rustling in the shrubbery nearby. You see Gilly leap from the shrubs, onto the, or trying to land onto
Yeah.
the butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, the bandit. All right. So this is going to be. I'm going to hit AC 17.
That hits.
Nice. All right. So Gilly's intention is to just like leap onto him, right, and grapple him.
Okay.
I've got you right where I want you now. And Gilly's just kind of trying to wrestle him to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts shrieking.
Nice.
How does the crowd feel about it, though?
Weren't expecting a halfling from the bushes, were you?
Nobody expects a
No
halfling
one.
from the bushes.
No one.
It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
Doran Bear.
Doran Bear's going to use his multi-attack. His claw, soft claw, and his claw soft bite.
Okay.
Critical hit on the soft claw.
Oh, no.
Okay. What? How much damage does a claw attack normally do?
2d6 plus 4.
Oh,
Oof.
holy crap! Yeah,
We
just
weren't
roll
actually
that.
supposed
Go
to
ahead and roll
kill
that.
I'm imagining Doran is just using like the soft pad
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
his like
Like
Smack,
beans.
smack.
yeah, and
His-
The toe beans.
the toe beans, yeah.
Is anybody else picturing him as the character from Toy Story 3?
Yeah, basically.
And as he does, he goes, out with it, fiend!
Yeah.
And he hits him for 16.
16? Did you max damage?
Oh no.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I miscounted. You're right, it's 12.
Oh, okay. Just keeping you straight.
Yeah.
We can't
No
see you,
fair.
so, you know.
12 is
Your
still
numbers.
12 is still enough. He throws down the wooden sword. He's like, I did not sign up for this. This is ridiculous.
Who do you work for?
He like throws a little felt bag at you. He's like, nah, I can't do this anymore. And he stomps inside.
Wait.
Sorry.
How is he able to just stomp inside? I got him wrapped up in my halfling grapple.
He's carrying you with him.
Yeah. He's a full size.
you can grab an hors d'oeuvre on the way in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just getting dragged by the leg.
Jason Statham butler. That's
Yeah.
the.
Okay, I let go eventually.
Yeah.
Grab some snacks while you're in there.
I feel longer than is
Got it.
comfortable you held on to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have he's upset.
Oh.
You guys all feel
Sorry,
a little
buddy.
better. Yeah. Brad, you feel like especially bad.
Doran doesn't.
Yeah.
Just waiting
After
for the
watching all of
applause.
us miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
gonna-
true.
I did it!
I did it.
Just handing autographs to the crowd, even
Right.
though they're not asking for it.
What's
Yeah, the crowd was
Conference.
into it now. You got him back. Well, Brad got him back.
He's going to stay as the cuddly bear, too, because the
I love it. That's so good.
crowd loves it.
I would like to open up the felt bag and see what clues there are.
So there's one coin in the bag.
A coin.
Yes.
What does the coin look like?
It is a like a bone. It's made out of bone. It's not made out of metal.
Okay.
It's made out of bone.
It's a bone coin.
Yeah.
Is there anything on it? Just a disc of bone?
No, there are like pictures on it. There's like a face.
Okay.
You don't know what the face is.
Okay.
Is
I'm
it
not doing
is the
this.
face like? Does it look like a person of note? Is it like a noble person or
Does it look like one of our
Yeah.
Looks like a warrior.
warrior?
It looks like a warrior.
like a Luskin,
Yes.
perhaps?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can
We
I?
know from if you listen to Adventure they wrote. We know that the Luskins enjoy bone things, bone weapons, bone daggers, bone clubs, bone things.
I want to do detect magic on it
Okay.
and just see if there's something in there. All
The
right.
Countess is going to waltz out with a drink in her hand as you're all investigating.
Sipping.
Yeah.
I feel like she's like,
you.
oh, you're still doing this. This is still happening.
I'm gonna turn to the crowd and then turn to the Countess and hold up the coin and say, "I found a clue. It's a Luskin coin."
Ooh, my.
Yeah,
So
that's-
she's gonna take it and
As
investigate.
Talia is, or as Celine is detecting magic.
All right, so while the Countess is holding it, I will just cast Detect Magic. That old black magic has me in its spell. And see if there's any sort of like spell or anything like the other item we found earlier in our podcast.
There's no magic
No
on
magic.
this coin.
Bummer.
No.
Got a little extra mystery here.
Yeah, but the Luskin guy, you know, they like this stuff, right?
They do.
They do.
And you know, somebody had to pay this bandit.
They did.
Maybe we got to go talk to him, right?
It's true. What did you guys find out in the study?
Oh yeah. We found some stuff out.
The Countess holds up a book.
Property law. Cool.
Yeah, turns out Dwarf was hanging out in the study reading this book.
Did he say anything specific about the book?
Well, he
Turns to the crowd.
yeah, he did say that the Countess was, or not the Countess, the lady was revising her will.
Oh, I wonder who was on the will to begin with.
We need that dun dun dun.
I got it. We're good.
So we brought the Aarakocra out to the garden with
Yes.
us. So the
Yes.
other three are still inside.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dwarf we sort of just sent
Yeah,
off.
we sent him away.
Oh.
Very
He
useless.
gave us everything he had, we think.
No, he really did. There's no reason to do this
Yeah.
voice anymore. We
There's
don't
no
have to-
reason? All right.
Nope. We're good.
All right. Although his voice is easier.
Easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
I'm not looking forward to Lady Balin waking up again.
So Gilly turns to the group and says, I think our next person we should be talking to is that fleet captain, huh?
Yeah, probably. Max will turn to the Aarakocra and say, "You know anything about a will and the Lady Balin?"
Aw. He says, "Yeah, I do."
Go on, in detail. Rich backstory.
Rich backstory.
Oh, everyone.
Once you read the terms and agreement.
Yeah, everyone from now on is from the Midwest. Whenever I do a voice, it's all just people from the Midwest.
I totally know.
I know. You don't know. You don't even.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Cheese and rice. What was the question?
Does the Aarakocra know anything about the Lady Balin's will?
Yes, the Aarakocra says that. Just do it.
We got this.
The Lady Balin was going to leave everything to Eldror.
Oh.
But she decided recently to change it, and we don't know to who.
Oh. I would like to roll insight to make
Yeah.
sure that he is reading his card honestly.
Sure.
Oh, God. So that's a 14 on the dice, so I think that's a 17? Yeah, 17.
Yeah, he seems pretty. He's as truthful as an Aarakocra can be while reading a
cue
part
card.
from a line.
Got it.
Yes, he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the dwarf was the one that was originally on the will. Eldror,
No,
right?
what's going to be put on the will?
Oh, dwarf. Oh, he
No,
was-
no, no, no. The dwarf was the original,
Original.
Oh,
one.
was the original.
He was the original.
Motive.
And then they changed it.
And then
And
they
we
changed
don't
it
know who it was going to be changed
to.
Yes.
Right, but
Yes.
obviously she would have been killed before
Beforehand.
the will
Yeah.
had been changed
Right.
to the other person. So maybe it is the dwarf.
Jacques.
So
and-
he's
You talked
been
to
planting.
Fleet
He's been planting all this false information.
Right, because he was told on his card not to go into the stuff, or not to talk about going into the stuff.
Right.
And the bone Luskin coin
False.
could be
Yeah,
Red
could
herring.
be a red herring.
He was also reading a book, probably studying up to find out what would happen
Yeah.
to the stuff that was coming his way
Yep, the
if it was
property law.
transferred.
Yeah.
Motive.
I
And
think
we
we might. I
sent
think we
him
might have
off.
our culture.
Well, let's.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk
Yeah.
to the fleet captain just to
Yeah.
get some
Yeah,
more
is
info.
he like an NPC in video games where they just kind of go mill about and walk in weird
Right.
circles? Like he's
With
just
the
back
little-
in the
the little-
ballroom.
They
like,
have to follow
Does he
their
have a
path.
yeah? Does he have an exclamation point over his head or
Or a
something?
question mark?
Or a question mark.
He just walked back to the food table.
Oh, okay.
Shall we go
Let's go talk to the fleet.
talk to our Luskin?
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to lead the Luskin charge?
Well, I don't know. I think Celine's been having a lot of fun with this guy. So
That's true. He is, he's fun
Let's
to
see what he
toy
knows
with a little
about
bit.
being added to a will.
wait.
I have an idea.
The rat's got
Yes.
something.
I have an idea. I would like to cast Disguise Self as the Aarakocra. Nice. And then go back inside.
Would you like me to delay the Aarakocra coming in so that you're the only Aarakocra coming inside?
Yes.
'Cause I could-
Yeah.
okay.
We don't want both of them. This isn't like a which one's the
Do we
real
want to
one?
let
It's
we want to
like-
let the
yeah, it's like-
Aarakocra in on it, so that way the Aarakocra knows to stay outside?
I mean, it sounds like they aren't acting really with free will. They've just been standing there answering questions. Like, would he go in and try and, but like, are they instructed by the Lady Balin to prevent us from doing anything? Or if we just told him, hey, wait here, I'm going to go trick your friend.
I mean, you get the idea that they're in on it.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
the goal is to provide entertainment to the audience.
Yeah. So I'll say, so I'll just say, yeah, keep him here. I got an idea, and I into
Yeah,
the Aarakocra.
yeah. As long as it provides entertainment to the audience.
Yeah. And then I turn to the audience and like, ta-da! So I want to go. I want to go inside and find the dwarf.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him. I'm also going to minor illusion some cards, some note cards.
Okay. Okay.
If you'll allow it.
I will. I will.
And
I will allow it. It's a cantrip.
I'm going to go up to the dwarf and just say, "My cards are all out of order. How did you number yours? Can I see your cards?"
The dwarf says, "Your voice doesn't sound as grating and annoying as it normally. Like, say that one more time and just make sure it's extra grating and annoying, difficult to say, so that you
that's
too
what the
feel
people
the
want,
pain of."
Wait. Can he just roll a performance check though instead?
Yeah,
we
go
have
ahead,
those
roll a
tools.
performance check.
Exactly. All right, performance. Oof, that's a 9.
That's not the worst, right?
It's not the worst. Hey, I got these cards. I don't know.
Just let me see yours real quick. Here, let's trade. I need to cross-reference our notes here.
Just take the cards.
Yeah, he before he can like manufacture a response, he's like, I guess, okay.
Sweet. I take the cards and I read his cards.
Roll a perception check.
So, while he's reading the cards, now I think that we should come in with the other Aarakocra.
Yeah.
And then, for the delight
was-
of the
right.
audience in
It
the
was
room.
all a ruse.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, you're able to read on the card that. Shoot.
Give me your secrets, Fletch.
Yeah. You're able to read on the card that the dwarf is the murderer.
Can we get a clue stinger on there?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a clue stinger alone is a little
Like, no,
light
it's
for
too-
that.
Yeah. Sweet.
Dungeon Master, tear down this screen.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And that it was all a ploy to frame the Luskin.
Okay.
In the interest of not just blowing up the game for everybody, I'm just going to take this information back to the group and not just be like, he did it! He did it!
Oh, it's you.
But we do come in with the other Aarakocra,
Yeah.
so that for the amusement of everybody else,
Right.
ha-ha,
Yeah.
you have all been
Wait a minute.
deceived.
Wait a minute. If he's here and you're... What? Where's the Luskin?
Oh, I'm over here.
And,
He's got like food.
Right, he's eating food.
and then I will ask Celine if she'll go and
Talk to the Luskin
talk
again.
to the Luskin to find out what he knows about the will.
I suppose I can do that. So I'll saunter over to the Luskin.
He stops
What is-
chewing.
What is he eating?
He's got like a little bowl of dip
All right.
and then like some chips.
Chicken figures.
Chicken wings. Max is
Right
like, where'd you get those?
Right in front of your Aarakocra.
The Aarakocra is just like shocked.
Wedding.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna remove those from his hands and put them on the table. Like, so tell me, have you heard anything about the will of the lady?
He looks down at his card and he says, nope.
Interesting. You know, it sounds like from what we've been hearing, the crowd doesn't seem to be very good at keeping their mouths shut, if you didn't notice. And she looks around to see if, like, any of them get mad about it. No, nothing? No, okay. And she's going to be like, well, it sounds like the will was changed recently. There was a book in the study that was on some real estate? Have you heard about any real estate laws or changes that have been explored recently?
He looks down at his card and he says, well, the lady did invite me here to talk about her summer home.
Oh, okay. It's very lovely. Have you been here before?
Oh, yeah, we've been here years and years. The lady and I would come and enjoy our summers here in humid Waterdeep. We just love that
So many
unwashed person
wonderful-
smell. And whatever wafts up from the harbor.
The duck.
It is home, after all.
It's the smell
breathe
of
it in.
fish that have washed up on the beach and the people that have to eat those fish.
So
Chilton meat pies.
And
Yep,
Chilton
Chilton.
meat pies.
Hashtag Chilton meat pies.
yes.
Hashtag the smells of summer.
Let's see. So here's what we know.
Yeah.
And
The
so
dwarf
Max
is
will
the
kind
murderer.
of Max will kind of
Here's what we know.
together.
We've
And-
solved it.
Right, and for the crowd, here's what we know. The dwarf was in the study reading up on Waterdeep property law. The Lady Balin was going to change her will, and he was the original person on it. Right, Mr. Dwarf?
Yeah.
Somebody stole some feathers from our Aarakocra friend, and I point at both of them.
I love that Max is doing like the Hercule Poirot thing.
Right,
Right.
right.
He's
Yeah.
gathered
Yeah.
everyone together.
Let's get, yeah,
that's
yeah.
That's great.
Right.
to fashion this arrow that killed the lady. And then there was also a turtle involved. Somehow.
Somehow.
Are you the lawyer in charge of changing the will, perhaps?
Sure.
That's it. So, in that case, and thanks to our fine friend, the rat here, Ferg here.
Change back in 2. Right.
We know that the murderer is. Wait, are we sure about this?
I think we're about 85%.
The dwarf in the study with the property book log. I don't know.
Yeah.
Flames on the side of my face.
It fell apart a little bit at the end there.
I tried.
But
I tried.
otherwise, it's good. Everyone breaks into a raucous round of applause. The Lady Balin stands up and goes, "Oh, how did you ever figure it out?"
Oh, everyone, the Lady Balin, she's alive.
It was our cleric.
Oh, you brought her back from the dead.
We didn't even see it happen.
Channeled divinity and all that, turn undead. She may not have the same complexion as before, but
Also, there's a second personality in there now. Who knows where that came from?
No. It's Midwestern.
Yeah, right.
What should we do with him, Lady recently resurrected Lady Balin, with your murderer?
How many R's were in that? You're not a pirate, are you? Formerly.
Once.
See?
A long time ago.
Ah, that's where all the R's come from. everyone.
Hashtag rich
This is
backstory.
rich backstory.
Tell us more about that.
What is
Max?
the
Tell us
pirate's
more about
favorite letter of the alphabet?
You'd think it would be the R, but
It'd
it's
be the
the
C.
C. Yeah.
But no.
Oh, see, now I
Bum.
need. Now I
Yeah,
need.
yeah,
that.
That's a great joke, by the way. It's one of my favorites.
Jason, you got to front load that stuff. You can't do that in the last 15 minutes.
You know,
It's ridiculous.
I was.
We build up this huge mystery, and then you leave them with C jokes.
We're not leaving anybody with anything
I
yet.
guess. I guess.
You gotta finish us up here.
So Lady Balin says, Well, the game is over now, my dear. There's no need to do anything with him.
Perfect. Okay. We just wanted to make sure that we were done.
So Gilly looks at the lady and looks back at the guests assembled and looks back at the lady and says, "Well, you brought us here and all, and we are the Waterdeep Detective Agency, so I'm sure there's some sort of payment that can be arranged for not only solving this fake mystery, let's be honest, but also, us providing this level of entertainment experience for all you and your guests."
She looks at you like, that too, maybe a bit gauche.
That's my way.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I walk up, I'm like, "Look, lady, I got a price on my head. These guys are supposed to be taking me to a boat right now, and I stopped to play your little game. There's got to be worth something, right?"
She goes, "No, dear, the game is over."
I know. What do we get for it?
She says, "I'll discuss payment with the Countess if you don't mind."
Perfect. She's good at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really good at that.
It's pretty much her reason why she's here.
That's not true. She's a great
she's
investigator.
Good. Yeah, she's great at investigating and turning people to goo.
And turning people into.
It's true.
I want her on our side.
I know. That's why we're keeping her around.
So, salary?
Yeah.
Oh,
Payment?
That's a
Payment
we'll
negotiation?
we'll let the Countess deal with
Yeah.
that. What do the modern people say? Offline. Or I don't know.
Offline in Waterdeep? She's like, what?
What? I don't know. Yeah, we'll let the Countess worry about it.
No, the lady Balin says, "I simply must know how you solved the mystery."
Oh, well. So I'm an investigator, and so I investigated things.
There was lots of techniques involved. Very
techniques.
technical,
Technical
investigative
techniques.
investigative things. You wouldn't really kind of know.
Maybe just
The
a little bit of
proprietary.
cheating.
Little
Just a little bit of
magic.
cheating.
Secrets. There was some magic
Yeah.
and some magic and some magic, and there was a wooden sword involved. And
Oh, you met Byron.
yes,
Yeah.
you should give him a real nice bonus.
Yeah.
Real nice
Yeah,
bonus.
good part.
We may have hit him.
He has
a
lovely
guy-
legs too, by the way. Lovely
Yeah, that
legs.
poor guy.
little too.
He got whomped pretty hard by a teddy bear.
The Countess picks up Doran and just shows Lady Balin the adorable pink teddy bear. This also helped us quite a lot.
Doran, are you like a teddy bear sized bear, or are you an actual brown bear?
No, he was large.
Okay,
I
I don't
thought he
think.
was just a little guy.
No, he's big.
Oh,
But he'll play along.
to play along. You're gonna try to pick him up, and you're like, look at this bear.
Are you still in that form right now?
Yes, he saved that for me. He
Yeah.
says, "We cheated our butts off."
But yeah, once we figued out that Eldrin,
For
Eldroy.
trademark reasons.
Eldroy.
No. No.
Right.
Definitely not.
Not that
Definitely
name.
not that name.
Eldror.
Once we figured out that our dwarf was
Eldroy.
the original name on the will, we figured out that had you died before you could change it, he would still get all of the stuff and the summer house here in Waterdeep. So that's where we went with that.
I told you
Big.
they were all rather clever.
Oh, you did, and I
Big
didn't
toothy grin.
believe you. I mean, look at them.
Probably worth twice what you would assume that they would be worth.
Under normal circumstances, yes. But I thought maybe we'd just ignore that thing from that place that time.
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
Well, I suppose.
Rich backstory.
I suppose.
Want to know more?
I may have backed this enterprise myself, and this was all a ruse within a ruse, and I'm actually going to be paying you.
Hey, Doran, you hear that? Meat pies all around. Countess is buying.
Get away!
I thought it was bag biscuits. That should be the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, purse biscuits.
Yeah, you got her purse biscuits. Yeah.
purse biscuits.
Be very careful saying that.
That's what I call them now. Purse biscuits.
Purse biscuits. What?
No, that's
Okay.
yeah.
That's it.
All right, guys.
Woo, we did it.
She
That's
says,
it. We win.
it was wonderful having you here. You'll have to return next year.
I don't know. We'll have to check
see.
our calendars.
I might be
Busy
dead.
guy. Got the papers to deliver and such.
We do need to get him.
Yeah, can we get to that boat before I get buried?
I noticed the time.
Yeah.
We gotta speed him to
Yes,
the,
your
to the
boat
docks.
your boat leaves soon.
Yeah. All right.
In 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Tip our cap to her and say, all right, we gotta head out, Toodles. Gotta take this guy to his boat.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. We're not gonna get him to the boat with our remaining 10 minutes.
No, you.
You see, in our
Find on-
games, right,
find on
like
the docks.
escorting someone to the docks means that we have a humongous battle.
2
Yeah.
hours.
No,
So
it's
Yeah.
great.
all combat.
It's nice. It's a great little walk. It's evening, so it's cool
nice.
outside.
Is our
Moonlight
friend the
stroll.
Chilton meat pie dealer? Is he out there?
He's just setting up shop. You're getting them hot off the
Hot
cart.
Off the cart.
Yep.
Couldn't be a better end to the
Yep.
adventure.
So
It's all good. Yeah. No, good.
All right.
Very,
All
very
right.
relaxing.
Great.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah,
everybody.
thanks
Yeah.
for being
Thank
a
you
lunch.
so-
and
that- my pleasure.
Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you had a fun time.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping raise
Extra
money
Life.
for the kiddos.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for doing
absolutely.
all the
Great.
awesome stuff for Extra Life. That's great.
I had a spooky ghost sound. That was all ready to go.
It was a red herring.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure that that I hadn't missed a
cue.
A
No.
cue. Should we say thanks and tell everybody where they can find us?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys liked this and want to hear some more of it, check out adventuretheywrote.com. And thank you so much for watching and supporting Extra Life and helping
Yep.
us out.
Yeah, and you can go to extra-life.org and then search for Dungeons and Dragons and still make a donation there.
Absolutely.
And it's all for the kids. So
Yep.
Really cool T-shirts.
yeah,
as well.
great
Yeah.
T-shirts too.
Get those
Yeah,
T-shirts.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget, we will be getting a clue after this adventure.
That's right. They successfully saved
Right. Yeah.
the rat.
I had a spicy piece of
A
information.
spicy
Nice.
piece of information.
Yeah.
So listen in.
Yeah, find out
to
what it
find
is.
out.
Thanks.
And thanks for
Yeah.
joining us.
No,
Yeah.
that was a
You're
blast.
welcome.
Join us, Rob.
Yeah.
We got Brad
This is
in.
That was super
Yes.
fun.
And,
All worked out.
I'm sure that we
Yes.
can probably pad for another 8 minutes if we need to.
Yeah.
Do we need to vamp anymore?
Yeah.
Are we
Sorry,
good?
As,
I
as we
got
look at our
this.
producer.
We're good. All right. All right. We'll see you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Have fun.